Hi there, Laurie Conrod here, and I think this is going to be a great one today. All of us in our businesses deal with obstacles, right? And we generally think of them as things that we want to avoid, that we don't want to deal with. Sometimes it leads to procrastination. We deal with obstacles when we're talking to our prospects, our potential clients, our potential customers, potential business partners, all of those things, because everybody deals with obstacles, right? And I think I have some really cool ways for you to think about obstacles today. And so we're going to go through this. And as I go through it, I want you to be thinking about yourself personally, but also be thinking about when you talk to people as potential clients, as potential customers, and as potential business partners, because you're going to see other people's patterns and other people's ways that they look at obstacles. And many times you can identify people that you don't want to work with because you can tell that they are just so stuck in their stuff that they're just going to be difficult to work with, and you don't even want to take their money. It's not worth it because they will drag everyone else down. If you're doing any kind of group coaching, or if you have a team or anything like that, they will, if they don't drag everyone else down, they'll drag you down too. So be really careful when you are choosing people to be in your programs, and see how they're dealing with obstacles. And you will know this by talking to them before they enroll, or even sign up as a customer. Sometimes customers aren't even worth taking on because they're just so stuck in their stuff. But you're going to see this, and you're going to decide which obstacle is your favorite, which mindset is your favorite, and then you're going to identify other people too. Okay, so think about this. When you are doing nothing, you have no obstacles. Okay, let's say you're an Olympic athlete and you don't practice. You don't go to practice. You don't go to the gym. You don't. You're not practicing your sport. You don't show up. You don't have any obstacles because you're not doing anything. Isn't that an interesting thing? Isn't that an interesting concept? If you're not taking any action, you will not encounter obstacles, which is one of the reasons people don't take a step forward, right? When you are taking action, okay, you do encounter obstacles, all right? And of course, that's what scares some people off sometimes, but think about it this way. Obstacles are good because when you're taking action and moving forward, you're encountering obstacles. So isn't that a funny thing? It's like if you can shift the way you think about obstacles, that they're a good thing, not a bad thing, everything can change for you, okay? Obstacles are actually good because it actually means you're doing something, all right? George Patton said, an imperfect plan violently executed now is better than an imperfect plan. Sorry, did I say that? An imperfect plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan executed next week. Okay? He knew the concept of success. If you read any books on successful people, you will find that they say the same thing over and over again. When they get an idea, they implement it. They don't think about 8 million ways it's going to go wrong. They might think of some obstacles that are going to get in the way, okay? But they don't delay. They don't wait for a perfect plan. There is no perfect plan, okay? They just take action. And so that's what Patton was saying, and because he was in the Army, violently executed to him doesn't mean let's create a lot of damage. It means speedy, swiftly, and like, let's do it right now. That's what he meant by that. So this is what's going to help you succeed, is executing an imperfect plan, getting over an obstacle in an imperfect way, You know, it's never going to be perfect. We encounter inevitable obstacles. And when you accept that and say, I know that I'm going to get some obstacles, like what could possibly happen when I want to reach this particular goal? And it's good to think about, hey, what are some things that could happen? You know, and think about those and then figure out, okay, well, how am I going to deal with that? Because successful people know they're gonna encounter some obstacles. Tony Robbins says it this way: the only thing keeping you from what you want is the story you keep telling yourself why you can't have it. And you're going to encounter this when you speak to potential clients, potential customers, potential business partners. You're going to see people get stuck in their story and stuck in their obstacles. And one of the things that we can do is really get deep into what it is they really want, and then show them that it's worth dealing with the obstacles to get what you want. Okay? That's the trade-off. We are never going to get through. That's, you know, people that want the magic button and the get rich quick and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't exist. Some people can be successful faster than others. That's absolutely true. And when you have an online business, and you have a business that you can operate online, you can make money faster than in a job in many, many ways. But it doesn't mean it's going to be obstacle free. Okay, they are inevitable. And what we tell ourselves is the difference between success and not success. So if you stop taking action because of an obstacle, you've made a decision to stop moving forward. Okay, and identify this in your prospects. You know, identify this in your potential customers. It's not just us. I mean, we're all human, and we all deal with this from one degree to another. And if you can start shifting your thinking, it's really going to make a difference. Because if you realize, you know, I hit an obstacle and so I stopped, you know, what that means is an obstacle is good because you're moving forward, but you've got to keep moving forward, right? You have to keep taking action so you can get to the next obstacle, big or small. And be thinking in your mind, okay, what am I going to do when these obstacles occur? You know, you can just have confidence in yourself that you're just going to deal with whatever the obstacle is. And we're going to talk about that too. So the best way to think about this is that an obstacle is really an excuse. All right? If you think of them as excuses, hopefully your mindset is going to change and it's going to allow you to take more action, because all obstacles are internal. All excuses are internal. Other people may agree with us and say, oh yeah, you don't have the time, you don't have the money, you know, you don't have the skills to do that, whatever it is. But truly, what they think is irrelevant. What you think is the only thing that matters. And all obstacles are internal. They come from internal beliefs. And when you change your beliefs, you can change anything. It was like when Roger, is it Bannister? Let me turn the light on here. Barrister or Bannister, I can't remember his name. When he broke the 4-minute mile, everyone believed that a man, woman could not break running a mile in 4 minutes. And so he did it, right? He did it. I forget when it was. I think it was in 1949 or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But up until that point, all of humanity thought you couldn't break a 4-minute mile. Well, he did it. And then 2 weeks later, somebody else did it. All obstacles are internal. It's just from our internal beliefs. As soon as the second guy saw Roger beat the 4-minute mile, he knew he could do it too, right? So, and all of us have living proof that someone else has reached the goal that we want, so we know it's possible, all right? So let's not let our excuses get in the way. And really help your prospects not let their excuses get in the way either, okay? You can, with this training right now, you can help them overcome their excuses too. So shift the word obstacle to excuse, and let's take ownership of it, okay? People have so many excuses. It's like, I would do something towards my goal, but I have some kind of an excuse. I would go to reach my goal or move towards my goal, but I have an excuse. If this is the kind of stuff that goes on in your head, then you've got an excuse. You have an obstacle, and that it's time to do something about that. So shift the word obstacle to excuse, and then start thinking about it differently. For any excuse, you can go above it, you can go below it, you can go around it, or you can go straight through it. You have to have that belief that you can do any one of those 4 things to get through that obstacle and get through that excuse. So there are 4 categories of obstacles, and these are going to be fun to go through. And whatever your favorite is, whatever my favorite is, it's not our identity. It doesn't mean we're this type of person. Excuses are just a pattern that we run that we can change, right? Because they're just beliefs. Excuses are just beliefs, and we can change any belief that we want. You just have to have a desire to change it and see something in a different perspective. Okay, so don't think I'm this type of person when I go through the 4 categories, because you're not. We just usually have a favorite. Okay, so as we go through, think about what your favorite is, and think about what, the last potential client or potential customer you spoke to, what their favorite one was. So number 1 is best friend. Okay, best friend is one special excuse that's used for any area of your life or any goal that you haven't achieved yet. Okay, and examples: I don't have the money, 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 I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the skills, I don't have the skills, I don't have the skills, I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. It's the same excuse all the time for any goal or any area of your life that you want to change. And it's just our best friend. It's like the one that we rely on. It's that crutch, and it just comes out of our mouths over and over and over again. Okay? So be on the lookout for these from your potential clients and your prospects. Okay, number 2 is not my fault. Not my fault is new excuses to put off the same goal again and again and again. Okay, and I have seen this from friends of mine in the online marketing space, and they never make any money. They never do that webinar. They never get forward in their business. There's always an excuse. It's I had to do blank. Then I have to do blank. Then a year later, it's I have to do blank. Then 3 months later, it's I have to do blank. And nothing ever gets done. The goal is never achieved. The car broke down. I have to pay for that. Now I need a crown at the dentist, so I got to pay for that. My daughter's graduating, so I can't do that. There's just new excuses all the time for why you can never reach your goals. And it's so sad, because you never make any progress and you don't go towards your goals. And if you can see this in other people too, just be wary of that, because you may not want them as a client. You may not want them as a customer. You may not want them as a business partner. Okay, number 3 is perfect place. As soon as something happens, then it will be the right time to go after my goals. As soon as I retire, then it will be the right time to travel. As soon as my daughter graduates, then it will be the right time to work on my business. The road to someday leads to nowhere. Okay, that's a very famous quote, and you can make any time the perfect time. Okay, it's just an excuse that as soon as something happens, I'm going to do something else. It's just is what it is. That might be one of your favorites. It might be one of your prospects' favorites. It might be the people that you work with, their favorite. But be really, really aware of this and not let this get in your way. So number 4 is the dabbler. The dabbler says, I guess I'll try. They never fully commit, so they never succeed. And it's just the words out of their mouths. Well, I guess I'll give it a try. I guess I'll give it a try. And in the home-based business industry, client consulting, coaching, depending on what kind of business you have, could be a real estate agent, could be anything. It's, I guess I'll try it. I guess I'll try it and see if it works. That never made success for anybody. Okay? When it doesn't come easy, they quit because they're never fully committed. And when you're 99% committed, what you're doing is going to be hard. But when you're 100% committed, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy to think in your head, I'm going to find a way when an obstacle comes up, when an excuse comes up, when anything comes up. So be really aware of the dabbler, because dabblers don't succeed. Okay, so you can ask yourself this. You can ask this about your potential clients, your prospects, when you're talking to them. Which one excuse do you or they keep using that, if it was obliterated, would move you forward to what you want? Because know thyself is really the most profound thing that you can do as an entrepreneur. The better you know yourself, the better you can deal with yourself and move yourself forward out of these repeating patterns that hold us back. And that's what they are. They are repeating patterns. Don't get caught in thinking it's your identity, because we can change. We can always change our beliefs. That will change our behavior. That will change thyselfs. Okay? So those are the 2 most important things I want you to remember. Excuses are a pattern that we run that we can change. Okay? We do not need to label ourselves. That's just the way I am. Because if you do that, forget it. The game over. All right? There is no more game. And obstacles are good because you're taking action and you're moving forward towards your goals. So I hope this has been helpful and gives you something to think about, gives you something to help the people that you work with, so that they can reach their goals too. And I will see you on my next training. Thanks for being. Many of you have been asking me how you can work with me, and my 3-month program and my 6-month program may not have been a good fit for you. Timing is wrong or whatever it is. And so I want to remind you that if you want help getting leads for your business, building your funnel, doing your Facebook ads, figuring out how to brand yourself, how to do your social media, all the things that I help with, you can go to www.oneononewithlaurie.com, and that's the number 1, and that's the number 1, oneononewithlaurie.com, and you can sign up for a one-on-one session with me, either 30 minutes or 60 minutes. You would be surprised what we can get accomplished in 30 to 60 minutes. It really depends what you want to work on. And so I do have spots for those one-on-one sessions. That way we are like laser focused on you and your business and how I can help you move forward, get more leads, figure out your branding, your social media strategy, whatever it is. So I didn't want to forget to tell you that. And I will see you on my next training, or hopefully on a one-on-one so I can help you. See you then.